So, literally, just finished reviewing Mission Impossible, and now we're going into this, because the day after I saw Mission Impossible, I went into the cinema to see Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny. I held off for a while because I wasn't sure if I actually wanted to see it. I wasn't that bothered about seeing a new Indiana Jones film. However, I love Indiana Jones, the original films, like 1, 2, and 3. The Crystal Skull, I thought was fine when it first came out, and then upon re-watching realised quite how bad it is, especially the monkey swinging scene. So going into Dial of Destiny, I was a bit trepidatious. I wondered where they were going to go with it. I was pleasantly surprised. However, there are still quite a lot of new problems. Indiana Jones Dial of Destiny obviously stars Harrison Ford. It also stars Phoebe Waller-Bridge, Toby Jones. Salah is back as well at some point. And it has Mads Mikkelsen as the bad guy. The Nazis are back. It's to do with the Dial of Destiny, which was created by Archimedes. It's said to make the possibility of time travel. So this deals in time travel, but not as much as you think it will. What did I think of it? It was good. I had a good time because, A, it was phenomenally well shot. It looked gorgeous throughout. The action is very good. There's a lot of CGI, especially in the opening 20 minutes. However, the opening 20 minutes of this film are the best bit of the film by far. I know it's like nostalgia baiting. I know I'm being sold to because I love the original Indiana Jones, and to see a younger Harrison Ford playing Indiana Jones fighting the Nazis on a train was just gold. And yeah, there's no more I could really kind of explain on why that was so good. It was Indiana Jones beating up Nazis on a train, and I had a great time. Toby Jones is in that scene, and it's brilliant, and he's a great scene stealer. The music kicks in, and it's so good. I mean, the fact that, can we take a second to acknowledge that John Williams is still making music, and he's what, 90? He's getting on. He's very old. It's amazing. Once the story kicks in, this is where I get a little bit despondent about this film. I have mixed feelings about the way Lucasfilm treats its star characters these days. Star Wars was a bit neglectful with Luke Skywalker, I think. And in this one, they seem to have done the old curmudgeon, old man thing with Indiana Jones. I don't disagree that people get old and this kind of shit happens to them, but for him to be properly crotchety and weird is a bit strange. But I did enjoy that he came out of his shell, and once he got on an adventure, he was a bit more old Indy again. Yeah, he did he's in his 80s, and he was doing these things, and they didn't overdo it. Like, you could feel like he could actually physically do the things that he was doing. In that note, it was pretty good. But where I totally fall off with this film is, and this is hard as a movie critic to be even-handed, but everything I've seen of Phoebe Waller-Bridge, from Fleabag, which everyone and their mother was like, you need to go and watch Fleabag, you have to go and watch Fleabag. I watched it. I wasn't impressed. I don't get what people saw in that TV show that was so amazing that I had to watch it. It was fine, but I didn't see anything that I thought was particularly groundbreaking about it. I thought her take on Bond was fine. I enjoyed the latest Bond. But here, I think I have no problem with the story. I have a problem with Phoebe Waller-Bridge as an actor. I didn't buy for a second that this was Indiana Jones's goddaughter. I know it's totally it is what it is. The things that got brought into this film through that character was the kind of thing that I didn't expect, but had it been really well delivered, I would have been totally open to it. And this is the key problem. Every time that she opened her mouth and did certain things, I didn't think the acting was quite there. The depth, the cheekiness, the warmth, the warmth that was needed, just wasn't there for me, and I wasn't buying it. And it's really hard when you have to accept that you critically don't like something because of that, and it feels like you're bashing on someone. And I'm not. She's a talented writer, and I'm sure she's a talented actress, but this just didn't fit for me with her and Indy. And I wanted some chemistry. I saw Mission Impossible, And the actresses on that were just incredible. I'd have loved to see like Vanessa Kirby be playing in this. The person who played the White Widow, she's in The Crown, she plays Princess Margaret. Imagine her in this role. That's what I was thinking. Not because she's more beautiful, but she's a better actress who could probably bring some levity to this character. So that's kind of one of those things where I was like, all the way through, every time she was on screen, I just wasn't on board with that character. Nevertheless, the whole film is fun and has some great moments and scenes. The diving scene is kind of cool. The bit that happens at the end, I don't want to spoil it too much in case you haven't seen it, is really cool, even though it feels really weird. But it didn't feel as weird. Did it? It felt weird. Okay, no, I'm going to admit, it felt a bit weird. But it was a cool moment for Indy. Like, this old Indy of The Last Crusade came back, and it was really, really cool. Like, the way he was just like in awe of what he was seeing, and it was really sweet to see. One of the key criticisms I have of this film is not just Phoebe Waller-Bridge. The bad guy, Mads Mikkelsen, great actor, did everything he could with that script, was really good, I think, in the film. However, the character or his entourage had this amazing ability to pop up out of fucking nowhere, right? They were homing missile Nazis, right? No matter where Indiana Jones went, they would find him with such ease. Like, there's a scene where Indy's on a boat and they're going in a direction, and they said to the bad guy something that we're after is in one place, but then they headed in another direction, and the bad guy points out that they're headed west, okay, and sees that they're headed west, and he goes, well, that's not the direction they said they were going, and somehow ends up at the same port that they need to be at. And shows up like at just the right time. And it drove me nuts and really pissed me off, actually. I know films do this, and I know films have to do this to get the plot to move. But Jesus, man, can you come up with something a little bit more original and thought-provoking than that? So yeah, Indiana Jones, would I recommend you see it? Go see it. If you're an indie fan, obviously go and see it. You probably have already. I could have happily watched this at home and probably still had a good time. However, seeing that train scene, the opening train scene on a big screen, that was cool. And for the ticket price alone, yeah, nice to see. So Indiana Jones, The Dial of Destiny, it's fine.